everyone, it's Katie from Paradise Falls family. Welcome back to our Panama Canal cruise vlog series, one of our best trips yet. In today's vlog, we'll be talking more about our port day in Cartagena, Colombia, providing an overview of what we got up to, as well as some of the other things you can enjoy in this wonderful city. We'll include plenty of tips and hopefully give you just about everything you could need for your own stop in Cartagena. Hi, so we are waiting in the Walt Disney World Theatre for our excursion. So we docked in Colombia, in Cartagena this morning. We have booked onto an excursion with Disney, which is called the Best of Cartagena. So we will show you what that entails in today's video. I do a bit of a review on it, would we do it again, and everything like that. So follow along with us for our day today. So to start off with some background, Cartagena is a wonderful historic coastal city on Colombia's Caribbean shore to the east of Panama. Because of its location, it's a popular stop prior to a Panama Canal crossing. It has a fascinating history going all the way back to when it was an important Spanish colonial port, being a key city in the Americas. As a result, it's known for its well-preserved colonial heritage and has a walled historic city that's been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The colourful buildings light up the city, making it very visually striking, and mean just wandering these streets is an experience in itself. The city combines rich history with a vibrant modern culture, with rich cuisine, music and festivals, as well as nearby beaches and islands. With all of this on offer, Cartagena is a major tourist destination, and it was one of our favourite port days of the whole cruise that we'd really recommend you don't miss. Cartagena's cruise terminal is located in the Manga district, which is predominantly a residential area and within the city's working commercial port rather than a scenic harbourfront. As a result, it's a fairly industrial entry to the city, and you'll likely need some form of transportation into the main city, which is a good few miles away, unless you're comfortable with the lengthy walk. If you're just intent on staying in the cruise terminal area itself, there are a few bits of interest. If you're on foot, you'll walk through landscaped tropical gardens featuring the Port Oasis Eco Park, with birds such as flamingos and parrots, and other small animals such as monkeys and sloths. It's free to enter and walk through and includes a cafe and souvenir shop, meaning it could be a nice little stop. However, to see the real Cartagena, you'll need to venture into the city, meaning that the port area is very much a gateway to the rest of the city. For our day ashore in Cartagena, we decided we wanted to see as much of the city as possible, and so wanted to select a guided city tour. Now, because the ship needed to leave to get across to the Panama Canal by the next morning, we only had a short time in port, around 4.5 hours from 8:30 to 1 p.m. So we decided, rather than try and do something independently, the best use to maximise time would be to book an excursion through Disney. There were several different options on offer, each offering something slightly different, so after mulling these over, we went for the one called the Best of Cartagena. This was scheduled to last 4 hours and 15 minutes, and so maximised our time ashore, while hitting what looked to be the key sites in the city. One of the advantages of booking an excursion through Disney is you're pretty much guaranteed to be one of the first guests off the ship if you have a morning departure, while being guaranteed that the ship won't leave without you. Unfortunately for us, our trip didn't start as planned. We met in the Walt Disney Theatre at the scheduled time, but we were left sat there for ages, eventually beginning the tour around an hour late. We believe this is because the ship was delayed in clearing customs to allow people on shore, and that we were still some of the first off though. This, coupled with what seemed like incredibly busy traffic, put us on the back foot, and as a result our tour was very rushed. Our tour guide was fantastic though, and made sure we still got around everything, but it wasn't quite as planned, which was a shame. All the more frustrating was that the ship was then actually an hour or so late departing, so we're not sure what went on, but it didn't go as planned for Disney on this day. Despite this, we all still loved Cartagena and had a wonderful time here. Our tour began on our coach, which was really comfortable, and we enjoyed the drive through the Manga district near the port and on into the city centre. So this is our first stop at the fortress. As you can see, there are lots and lots of street vendors. Oh, there's a donkey over there. There's a donkey, can you see it? Being walked around. So if you get your photo with people, you pay some money, and you can see almost everything you can buy. Dominoes, chess, shakers, lots and lots of different things. The first stop was the fort of San Felipe de Barajas, around 20 minutes from the port. The fort is one of the most impressive landmarks in the city and is the largest fortress built by the Spanish in the Americas. Built in the 16th century to protect the city, it also has a huge network of tunnels that were used during sieges. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and an icon of the city, so it's a must-see. On this day, we only now had time for a quick photo stop outside. With more time, we definitely have liked to have gone in and had a proper look around. We had around 10 minutes outside to enjoy the views and get some pictures. Be warned though, it was incredibly busy here, with a lot of different vendors and people hassling you to try and sell things and take pictures with them. We did relent and had a picture with someone, which was fun, but then they told us it would be $20, which was a little intimidating and uncomfortable, so we obviously did just pay it, but it did seem really bad value. So we're in the Old Town. It's been dropped off. We've got 15 minutes here. So you can see like the city walls there. From here, we hopped back onto the coach and carried on into the city. The traffic here was really bad, so it did take a while, but eventually we arrived at Las Bovedas. This area is located along the old city walls and was originally dungeons and vaults used to store ammunition and provision back in the 1700s. These days, the vaults and arches are home to some colourful shops where we had around 15 minutes to shop for some souvenirs. We managed to pick up a Christmas decoration, a Colombian football shirt and a few other bits. Note that everywhere accepted American dollars. We'd brought Colombian pesos with us but actually struggled to use these, so they probably aren't required. US dollars are used almost everywhere. This area was a lot calmer than the fort and we were generally just left to shop, so it was a nice little stop before we were back on the coach to our next stop on the tour. So we're off the bus now for our tour and walk around the Old Town. It was only a short drive to our third and final stop. We were dropped just outside the city walls near to the church of San Pedro Claver. The church is a major landmark in the city, built in the Spanish colonial style. It has some wonderful cloisters and is spectacular inside. It even has a museum inside, but we unfortunately didn't have time to take this in. Nevertheless, it's really something to see the huge ornate doors out front that look stunning against the backdrop of the colourful plaza San Pedro Claver outside. This is where we really got to appreciate the vibrant colours of the old city, and we were blown away as we wandered from here, through the city to our next stops. There was so much energy walking the streets, with colour everywhere, and it's such an exciting city. Got lots of like cool little statues. See them playing chess there. Street vendor there. And then the church. We are going inside of the church. Our tour guide led us from the church through the city streets to Inquisition Palace, or more formally known as the Historical Museum of Cartagena. This building served as the headquarters of the Court of the Holy Inquisition, and you can see jail cells and torture chambers, as well as the plaza where the sentencing ceremonies took place. This was absolutely fascinating, but due to time constraints we were whisked in and out pretty quickly, so didn't get to spend long at all here, maybe around 10 minutes. Not really enough time to take a lot in, but it was still a very interesting place to see. The museum sits on Plaza de Bolivar, which is a lovely leafy square that has a great atmosphere. Another spot we'd have liked to have spent more time if we could have. However, we were rushed on and our final stop of the tour was the Naval Museum, a short walk away across Plaza de la Aduana. Here we were given a free drink and enjoyed a short local cultural show. This was only about 10 minutes long really, but it was cool to see some of the local heritage. Plus the sit down and the free cool drink was very much appreciated as it was really hot. Something to keep in mind if you have young kids as they may struggle with the heat. And with that, our tour came to an end. We were led back to the coach and made the drive back across the city to the ship, seeing a little more of the city along the way. Cartagena really made an impression on us and we'd love to return one day and spend a few nights here to really take in the city properly. It was a shame that our tour ended up being so tight for time as we were rushed around the sites and didn't get the free time that we were supposed to enjoy. However, our tour guide was excellent and made sure we still saw all of the key sites. All in all, the tour was about an hour shorter than it should have been, plus there was lots of heavy traffic. So keep these things in mind when planning your day ashore. You can see Cartagena there in the distance, and these buses are just going, and it is meant to be 3 minutes to all aboard time, but look at these queues. So we were on a Disney excursion, so we don't need to worry too much. Nearly at the front now. Doesn't look like there's any cold water or cool towels on this side, which is a shame. I think they're just trying to get people on as quickly as possible now, so we don't miss our Panama Canal slot tomorrow. It's 2 minutes past 1 and this is still the queue to get back on this wonderful ship. We're pretty much at the front now though. And then you can see Cartagena up in the distance, like the new town. So we explored the old town and that must be the new part of the city. Given that Cartagena is such a historical and fascinating city, a lot of the shore excursions available through Disney focus on city tours. They're all slightly different and focus on slightly different things like food or folk dancing or other traditions. Most are in groups, but there are private tours available too, for a significantly higher price. We selected the tour that seemed to give the best overall spread of sites and activities, but there's something for everyone. Outside of the city tours, there was an emerald jewellery making class, family cooking lessons, a beach getaway, and even a tour of the nearby Rosario Islands, which did look really fun. All of the excursions are listed on the Disney Cruise Line website, or alternatively, if you want to book an excursion yourselves, our favourite operators are viator.com and getyourguide.com, both of which we use often when we're travelling. We've included a link to both in the comments below. Just remember though that cruise ships won't wait for you if you're late back to the port and you've planned your own adventure. Therefore, if you're planning to venture out on your own, make sure you're back in plenty of time to make that important all aboard time. In terms of the rest of Cartagena, we only scratched the surface, taking in the sights of the old city. If you have more time, you can visit the Convento de la Popa, a centuries-old monastery up on the hill. Spend some time at Playa Blanca, a wonderful white sand beach near the city, or visit the modern side of the city and do some shopping. It's a wonderful city with loads to take in. So hopefully we've given you a really good overview of Cartagena and our tour and how to make the most of your day here. Thanks for sticking with the video for this long. If you're new to our channel, then please give this video a like and subscribe. We're a family of 4 who love to travel the world together, and we create informative family travel vlogs. We cover the places we've visited and tell you about our own experiences with the aim of helping you make the most of your trip. We've covered loads of places already on our channel, from Europe to North America to Asia. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and we also have a website, www.adventuresexparadise.com, with lots of handy family travel guides and even more top tips. Great for planning your own trip or even just browsing for inspiration. In the meantime, if you've got any questions or any other tips, then please let us know in the comments below this video. Thank you all so much for watching.